Hello my darlings, hello my loves. Welcome back to my channel. This is today's look. It is insane. It's gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Today's one is super chatty, so I don't want to, hold you too long in the intro. I just want to show you the look. If you want to get a beautiful look down for the summer, this is it. And I hope you love it. If you are new here, please do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys at the end. No, let me tell you what I need to do, guys. I need to take these damn retainers out immediately. My hair is having its own moment, okay? Please ignore. But retainer family, Invisalign gang, guys, I had a shot of turmeric with my retainers in. It's just such an unwise thing to do. My hair, why is my hair behaving like this today of all days? Anyway, I had a shot of turmeric, very unwise. And let me tell you why that is a big dumb bitch moment, because turmeric stains on a normal day, let alone clear plastic trays. I've got my mug of, what tea is this? Bird and blend. It's like a rhubarb and custard tea. It's actually very nice. Sounds like an unlikely combination, but it tastes so good. Welcome back. Let's just jump into it. No long talking, let's just jump into it. Okay, let's do the brows first. Today we're gonna be chit-chatting, getting ready. This is not my brow thing. This is my brow thing, the Refi Brow Sculpt. I already prepped my skin. I prepped my skin today using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. Now, you can see I've dipped and dabbled in it a little bit, but what I've been really using a lot lately and reaching for the most is the vitamin enriched face base from Bobbi Brown. You guys already know what it is. Because of the sheer amount of products that just come out these days, it's so easy to forget about something, and not necessarily because it's bad, just because something else has taken its place. And this is a really interesting topic actually, because one of the things that people asked me to talk about was brands that are falling off, which we will come to. And I don't know that I like using the word falling off, less spoken about or less popularized. Anyways, so I've been literally obsessed with my Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched face base. I've been using it to death, using it with this, which I'm going to be using today. We'll come back, we'll touch on this in a second, we'll come back to that, which I've been really loving, by the way. So if you have it as well and you've forgotten about it, definitely go back and reach for it. It is just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. But yesterday I was with some of my influencer friends and we were just talking about products, and then the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream came up in conversation. And I feel like I see this a lot on TikTok. Now, one thing about TikTok is going to get you trying a whole bag of products. And that's actually where I think TikTok's influence surpasses YouTube and Instagram. And not to say YouTube and Instagram weren't influential. They definitely were influential. They had the girls using a whole bag of stuff. I mean, do we remember Violet Voss, Makeup Geek? Trust me, we were really buying up products, but I don't think YouTube and Instagram, maybe it was the time then, I just don't think they had the ability to sell out product the way TikTok sells out product. And I think it's that whole, like, number one, accessibility. You can literally watch TikTok wherever, anywhere, and you don't have to sit through like a 5-minute intro to get to the meat of the video. I'm looking at YouTube because obviously content on YouTube tends to be longer form anyway. Like, you're sitting here watching hour-long vlogs, 40-minute long get ready with me. This is probably going to be quite lengthy. There's times I've tried stuff that I've seen on TikTok, namely restaurants. Listen, TikTok will have you trekking, going to places, restaurants, locations that you would have never thought of to go to. And sometimes they hit and sometimes they don't. So with makeup, because, that's my passion. That's my passion. A lot of the things that come up on TikTok, basically, I've already tried before. And I already have my own opinion on them. So, Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, one of those ones that I kind of tried. This is a newer version of it with the tiger prints. It was for Chinese New Year. So, I've tried a couple of jars of this and it never really, stuck for me. And then yesterday, my friend was like, oh, you should really, my friend Tammy, Makeup Tammy, you guys know her. I'd be surprised if you don't. She was like, oh, you should try it again. I feel like I used it today with fresh eyes. Something about someone else telling you about something. And I was like, oh, okay, this kind of slaps. And let me tell you what it is for me about this. And to be honest, if you have the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Rich Face Base, I've been talking about this for a good 5 minutes. Jesus Christ Lord. But if you have a face base from Bobbi Brown, don't get it, because they pretty much do the same thing. Actually, this one is a slightly thicker formula. Just slightly. I have combination oily skin, so, if I'm saying it's thicker, maybe the dry skin girlies and guilies, people there will really love it. But thicker. But it kind of gives me the Wale the Skin Food vibe, but without being so heavy. So it gives a nice glow to the skin. Yeah, that's what I had on my skin today. That's what I used to prep. So I just washed my face and then I moisturised with this. It's evening, night time, so I didn't need to use SPF. But this is what I prepped with, the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum Crystal Elixir. Now, you guys have heard me talk about this, for sure. Let me just go right ahead actually before and just disinfect my hands. I got this as a free gift. This looks very suspicious. This looks very suspicious, please. Mind out of the gutter, mind out of the gutter. Thank you so much. This is a wholesome channel. Esper Eucalyptus and Tea Tree Cleansing Hand Spray. I got this as a free gift on Cult Beauty because I bought some stuff too, which I'm going to be using today actually. And it's actually really good. It's a cleansing hand spray and it does a really good job of actually like cleaning. I had a whole bunch of like swatches on my hand yesterday and I cleaned them off. So I feel confident using that it's actually cleaned my hands. So yes, the Charlotte Tilbury, listen, Charlotte Tilbury is just killing it at the moment. She's really getting it right and their comeback has been particularly strong, and I say that to say, she really wasn't checking for black people at one point. Like the range, the depth, very suspicious, that's all I have to say. It just wasn't given. But in recent times, you know, she's doing better. Still needs work. I'm looking at the Beautiful Skin Foundation thinking where the warm, you know, where the warm categories. It needs work, but she's doing better. Gorgeous girls use gorgeous products, and this is good. And actually, this is the first time I'm using both of them together. So my base is due to be a madness, I hope. And it's annoying because I'm not even going anywhere. Like, damn. Shall we start with eyes today? Yes, let's start with eyes today. Do Operation Cleanup. Let's talk about the makeup brands that have fallen off, and then we'll go and talk about male podcasters. This links into what I was saying earlier about sometimes it's not necessarily that a brand has fallen off. Let me just caveat that, okay? Let's use Makeup Geek as a case study. Now, Makeup Geek, incredible formulas. I really like their eyeshadows. At some point along the line, people just stopped talking about them. And I actually think Makeup Geek had a longer run than most, because if you think about a brand like Violet Voss, I don't even think Violet Voss had the trajectory? Had the, you know, some of you guys won't even know who Violet Voss are. You're probably thinking who? Eyeshadow real quick, and then we'll go back to talking about the brands, because we can't talk about the brands and have me explain eyeshadow at the same time. It's not gonna work. I did this insane cut crease on Instagram using Mitchell, Made by Mitchell's All Smudge No Budge. These pencils are incredible. So we're gonna do that again today. The eyelids are pretty much prepped. I might use a tiny bit more, but they are pretty much prepped. I'm gonna use a tiny bit more of this butterscotch, even though actually there is a shortage of this concealer, so I'm going to mix it. But the only thing about this concealer is it doesn't necessarily dry matte. This concealer's banging, then we'll come back to this. Let me go ahead and blend this in. I'm just using this brush from, is this Mima or no, this is the Makeup Ariel. Was it Makeup Ariel? I'm not sure. Makeup Ariel, Makeup Ariel, Morphe. I was actually meant to return these, but I think I left it too late. So now I'm stuck with them. I mean, if TikTok hasn't forced you to get this, this is your sign. It's such a good powder. I use the shade Banana Bread. So today we're doing a cut crease with some pearls. Now, cut creases are so on trend at the moment, especially the ones with the pearls. So hopefully you can practice it, and then, you know, by the time summer rolls around, you'd have got it on lock. It only takes doing it a couple times to really get it anyway. And for the most part, even if you don't get it, the pearls kind of hide any mistakes that you may make. So yeah. All Smudge No Budge. All Budge No Smudge. All Smudge No Budge from Mitchell. And we're gonna go right ahead and do it on this eye. I feel like I want my cut crease quite low today. Where do I want it? I want it here or higher? I like to use the pencil to outline it. This Vive sharpener is very good. This is the worst line in the history of lines. Sometimes you get a cleaner line if you go backwards, honestly. I'm probably gonna use this one, the Morphe M508. And I like these pencils because it's so soft. Oh, sorry, the color I'm using is Tiger's Eye. And they have a lighter brown one actually, which is also very good. But I have misplaced it, I don't know where I put it. Yeah, I'm just gonna go right ahead and smudge that out. I'm gonna take this one from Mima. Mima is Marion's brand. This is the brush 02. Just to really blend that through. Beautiful. And don't worry about the harsh line, because you know what? I'm actually gonna bring this further down. Just because as long as the lid is like mildly on show when you cut the crease, that is all that matters. These pencils are easy because if you really struggled with a cut crease, you could probably leave it like this. Like, look how easily it's blending out. This initial stage, it's okay if it gets messy. And remember, because it's a cut crease, guys. So it doesn't matter if you get a bit messy. Some good markers for you if you struggle is just to make sure that this bit lines up with that, with the corner of your eye. Can you see there? That's a good marker. This top bit is like a kind of curves around where your eye folds and then comes into line up with how this comes in. But essentially you want to follow the guide of your eye. This palette is pretty much the only one I reach for right now. It's the Carnival Extra Large Pro Palette from Be Perfect and Stacey Marie. Stacey Marie. This is essentially our transition color. So you just want to blend it through. It's not intense. It's a nice fluffy wash of color. You don't have to worry about putting on too much because it's practically impossible to overdo it with this brush. I'm actually just taking the shade Reckless now with the Morphe M506, and I'm just going over that outline, just really adding some depth. After I put on Reckless, I put Reckless right in there. See that deep purple line you can see? That's Reckless, which I did with the Morphe brush. For some reason, I always find it's really good to define this corner bit because sometimes it can get lost. And then I went over top with a little bit of Wasted, which is just a light purple shade, just to help blend out this top bit. Right, that's that. Cut it up. Concealer. I like using the Too Faced one. You guys already know I always use it. Now with this, you want just enough product, not too much, because if it gets too much, then it's going to be a bit hard to control. Just enough to saturate the brush. Now you can either stamp it. Some people prefer to like stamp it out the outline, as opposed to going like that in case you make a mistake. So you can either stamp it like this, so you can see right where the darkest part of the eyeshadow is, and you know that you're gonna cut in the right place. And then go right ahead with the concealer just to go in and clean it up. Pretty sharp, pretty clean, and there isn't too much eyelid space on show on here because we're going to do a reverse wing, so it's going to be more about the drama underneath the eyes. So excited! I'm just going to go right ahead and set that with, this is called Pillow Talk, which is like a white. Now I see why people do like the clean up before, because that color is definitely bleeding down into where I've just set, which can you actually not, please? Just to really help me. Right, this is the Mima 07, just to dust off any excess of the white eyeshadow. That's an intense wing. Okay, that's all done. I'm gonna use a little bit of something more close to the skin tone, please, 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 because it's giving scary. Oh, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other on the other eye. Well, I clean up the other eye and then we're back to do complexion. We've cut on both sides. Listen, they're never gonna be equal. They are never going to be equal. Just save yourself the stress of trying to get them equal. This one is slightly lower, this one is slightly higher. Am I going to lose sleep over it? No. And neither should you. And while we're doing base, we can talk about brands. Now, it's not even a thing where brands are necessarily falling off most of the time. A lot of these brands were actually really, really good. They were really amazing. But like I was saying to, I was having this conversation with a brand actually, and I was saying, if you run out of a product and then you want to try something else, it takes so long to get through like a tube or a pot or a jar or something, that in the time that you've gotten through this new thing, you've just forgotten about the old thing. And honestly, I'm just mixing up my little, how cute is my little plate? Can't cope. Honestly, using my, this is just a foundation brush from MAC. Do I want to prep my skin? I'm going to spray on a little bit of the Flawless Finish. People's spending habits are just different. You can't really expect someone who doesn't do content or isn't a massive lover of makeup or isn't a makeup artist to spend bags of money every time a new product launches. It's so unrealistic. So then you get things like what's happening with Makeup Geek, where unfortunately, if you haven't kept up with like particular trends, or if you haven't kept up with influencer culture or whatever it may be, your brand just unfortunately gets spoken about less and less, and consumers hear about you less and less, and they hear about other people more and more. That's all it is. And listen, Makeup Geek eyeshadows were so good, and it's actually really, wow, this is a beautiful combination. Look, stunning, stunning. I didn't really mix up all of that, only used a tiny bit. Anyway, Makeup Geek had such beautiful formula eyeshadows, but number one, the eyeshadow game has just changed. I just used a tiny bit of what was left on that. Wow. Big up my esthetician, because wow, I really did not need much product. The eyeshadow game has just changed. People don't really buy single individual. Remember when we used to buy individual eyeshadows and make a Z palette? That was like such a time in makeup. The way people consume eyeshadow has just changed. So people don't really buy individual eyeshadows like that anymore. It happens to individuals as well. I'm sure a lot of people that used to watch me in the past just don't watch me anymore, and they're just like, oh, what happened to that Uche Natori girl or that Uchjn girl? It happens all the time. And that's why I don't really like using the word fall off, because with some brands, listen, some brands like, for example, MAC, not that they fell off in the sense of the word, just that a brand like MAC should, in my eyes, be in a different position than they are, just because they were really at the forefront of makeup at one point. The quality of their products kind of dwindled in my eyes. So theirs, it was more like a, the quality, it's not really giving what it used to give. The thing about MAC that saves them, their hero products are so good, and they are just such a powerhouse already, and they've been such a household name for so long, and they're in so many people's makeup kits. Their hero products, like I will never ever stop using MAC liners. That brush I just used, their tools are insane. Like I will never stop using their tools, saves them. But as far as them as a brand, whether they're as like highly regarded as they were in the past, probably not. And it's just the nature of the industry. Becca, which unfortunately just, they've had to cease to trade. Urban Decay, they're really trying. They've got like this new all-nighter glow spray, which is obviously very trendy. And they've also got an all-nighter primer, which I used the other day, which I found to be really nice. I also found this to be really nice. But sometimes with brands, Urban Decay aren't necessarily known for their complexion. So bringing out a product like this is so good and so on trend and so on brand and really, really good. But your consumers, the people, when we think about Urban Decay, we think about palettes. Listen, those, what did they used to be called? What were they called? I'm just using these bronzers. These are new ones from Milk. Oh my goodness. I used this yesterday, and I, by chance, stumbled upon these on Cot Beauty. I just like to go on Cot Beauty sometimes just to see what's new in. And I saw these Bionic Bronzers. This isn't sponsored. I use my own money. I used the two shades. I'm going to mix these two shades. This isn't, what's this one called? What is the name of this now? Shapeshift and Invincible. So Shapeshift is slightly lighter one, which is probably more my shade. And then Invincible is the deepest. So this is Shapeshift, which is probably my contour, but I'm going to mix a little bit of Invisible. And they really remind me of the Charlotte Tilbury. Listen, I actually went to go repurchase this because mine's on its last legs, only to see that you people have bought it up. Out of stock. Out of stock. This formula is gorgeous. The packaging is a damn mess. It's a mess, but the formula is so stunning. Likewise, the blush from Made by Mitchell. Oh, runs out quickly though. That's my only qualm with it. So I'm gonna try this one, okay? Because one thing about me, I love a good bronzer, so I need to have options when it comes to bronzers. What am I looking for right quick? I'm looking for a little brush. Okay. They were known for their palettes, which were all the rave at one point. And then people just kind of, you know, moved on. Because by the time they did the naked, they were called naked palettes. By the time they were doing Naked Heat, people had really moved on. If they don't do something big pretty soon, they'll probably be on their way out. Maybe as opposed to talking to brands that have fallen off, it's maybe better to talk about brands that have come up. Because I feel like a lot of brands have risen from like the trenches. One being Charlotte Tilbury, like I mentioned earlier. If you told me Charlotte Tilbury would be dominating my makeup collection like this, I'd have said no way. No bloody way, but really and truly, she's really dominating the game. Stunning, look at the formula, stunning. So beautiful, these are so good, wow. I think I probably need more of the lighter one, Shapeshifter, than the darker one. But yeah, these are super nice, and I feel like they'll just last so much longer. They're in a squeezy tube, you get 17 mil, good for travel, makes a lot of sense. The makeup artists on TikTok have got me applying the bronzer straight to my face. They were like, why does everyone keep swatching it on their face and blending it out? Why don't you just apply it like this? I really should use a different brush. Really and truly, I might just use this one. Just one that's a little bit fluffier. I do like the Made by Mitchell. This is 1. I like this one, the absolute state of it. This is 4. I like this for blush, which I'll show you in a minute, but the Smashbox Complexion Perfection. Yeah, Smashbox for tools. Yeah, really artistry led. Their products are very good quality, and I think this year they'll get their shine because people don't really talk about Smashbox much, but their products are so good. Obviously Charlotte. Too Faced are another one that I'm gonna keep my eye on it because I'm not necessarily sure what they're doing at the moment. The multi-use concealer really, listen, with brands, if you don't have a hero product that really holds it together for you, you are in trouble. And that's what happens with a lot of these brands like Becca. You need 1 to 10. Okay, minimum 1 product, right up to 10 hero products that people will always repurchase from you. With MAC, it's their liners. With Too Faced, it's this concealer. This concealer is out of stock at the moment because it's so freaking good, honestly. Outrageous. And listen, if you're not gonna move with the times, MAC Studio Fix did not stand the test of time. There are some brands that just because they've built themselves to such a legacy point, like I can never see Estee Lauder going under. I can never see Clarins, even though I don't really use Clarins, but I can never see them going under because they built such a loyal fan base that will always go back and repurchase certain products from them. I just don't see them going under. Lancome will never go under. L'Oreal will probably never go under. All of these powerhouses are not going anywhere. Even if you don't use them, they are not going anywhere. It's usually like the smaller brands that tend to fold. They just don't have the financial capital that some of these bigger brands have. So actually that might be why Urban Decay stays around for a bit longer. But Huda, oh my God, Huda, outrageous. As in a good way. 10/10. I feel like I've been talking about brands for a while. Let's move on from this topic, but Huda, stunning product. Anyway, that's the bronzer done. Stunning! Can you actually cope? I can't cope. Like, beautiful formula. Do we want to add blush at this juncture? No, we do not. We will add concealer. Under eye concealer that's been absolutely rocking my world. The KVD Good Apple concealers. Very good. I'm still mixing 169 and 161. Stunning. I might even use them today, actually. Let me use them today. So good. If you follow me on Instagram and TikTok, first of all, if you don't, how can you call yourself part of the gang if you don't? Go right on and follow me. The applicator is so good as well. I love it. I can't really do one without the other, but stunning. And then I just bring it up my nose like this. People ask me why I do this placement, because it snatches my nose right up. Down here I do the same thing, just bring it up. Snatch up my jaw as well. The only thing about these is when you let them dry down, they don't actually dry down. They remain quite tacky. They do not dry down. Male podcasts. No, what's going on? People are really not feeling the male podcast at the moment. They are under fire. Wow. The girlie said, we are sick to death of your little podcast. Give it a rest. That's what you lot said. I can't let you in if you don't have a wristband. No, I can't mess with you for the free. Here's my thing with my podcast. God. I don't think anyone really has an issue with people having preferences. The issue isn't with preferences. The issue is like how you speak about people that aren't your preferences, and that's ultimately what it comes down to. You treat people that don't necessarily fit the mold of whatever a certain type of way, and the focus is always more on like how you treat those people as opposed to treating the people that you do really fuck with in a positive way. You spend most of your time being negative towards a certain aesthetic that you don't like. Why? Why don't you just focus on the aesthetic that you do like? Instead of just sitting there and eat your food, you want to talk about why you don't like peas. No one cares about why you don't like peas. If you like steak, just eat the steak. You don't need to do a monologue about why you don't like peas before you can enjoy your steak. Just enjoy your steak. Still loving the Remsco sponge, by the way. Not all male podcasts are bad, but not all white people are racist. That doesn't mean that we can't focus on racism. Do you get what I mean? Like, not all male podcasters are bad, but some of y'all need a talking to. If it doesn't relate to you, keep on pushing. Certain podcasts, I just cannot give the time of day to because you're waffling. And all you do is waffle. And you're surrounded by people that validate your waffle. How can you know you're mad when you're also surrounded by mad people? I don't even blame you. Your madness is being validated, so you don't think there's any issue with it. You just gotta leave mad people to be mad. But you gotta do that madness away from me, child. Far away from me. And the thing is, people are giving these men, these incels, these hoteps, attention. You're giving them a platform. And you know mad people, yeah? They don't care if the reception is negative or positive. They just feed off the attention. So I don't even care if the attention you're giving me is on a negative, like, oh, you shouldn't be saying that. They're just gas for the attention, and that is the danger. Because interacting low-key, even if it's negative, just validates what they're saying, because the content is still traveling. Nope. Nope. I'm gonna use this blush. It's called Sweet Cheeks, made by Mitchell. This is such a pretty blush, by the way. Like, the girlies are trying to convince me to try under eye powder with a pink tint. I just can't get behind every trend. I'm so sorry. Every trend is not for me. Because why am I using a under eye powder with a pink tint? Who decided that? When did we start doing that? I did actually see that blowing up and I just thought, no please. No please. No, no, no please. This is the way I've been loving setting my under eye. This brush right here from Say. This is, it's not on here. This is something powder. I'll try and remember to leave it linked down below. I just love this. Been loving this, look. Sis. Incredible. I just love mattifying the face. After a good old beat, let's just go right ahead and mattify. And that's all I've been doing to set my under eyes lately. I've been using the sponge. Just looking back like, wow, I look so powdery, so cakey. Let's talk about how mentally draining growth is. Yo. Growth is so mentally draining. Wow. My boyfriend had to remind me the other day, you are so hyper focused on growth right now that it kind of clouds you from seeing growth in the long run. Zoom out of your growth map. The general trajectory is up. When you zoom into your growth map, of course you're gonna have peaks and lulls. That's just so normal. So you might have content that does really, really well, and then you might have content that doesn't do as well. But each day you're making incremental steps to grow. So that when you eventually zoom out on like your 10-year or your 20-year or your 5-year or whatever, you can see that you're generally making a good, you know, upward growth. But when you zoom in, you might have times that it was like, do you know what I mean? That brought me a lot of comfort because I have a very addictive personality. So when I've decided that I want to do something, I'm so hyper focused on like getting it done. And don't get me wrong, I'm very much like a believe in the process person. Let me get my gems. I've got my little gems kit. I'm gonna finish this little talk actually, but bronzer, I'm using this Hula Toasted from Benefit. Nice. Let's do the gems and then we'll go back to our discussion about hyper awareness. Okay, zoom. If my face looks scary up close like this, damn, it's gonna be too late because I'm definitely posting this. In the Mitchell All Smudge No Budge pencil, but this time in black, and this one is called Black Track. Now this will probably benefit more from watching. I'm gonna take it. No, it's so soft. Oh my god, it's so soft. Look at the way it just glides. 4. Oh wow. See the way it just glid. Is that a word? Glid. Glid, glide. Slip and slide. Purr. Yes, ma'am. Wow, this is gorgeous. And then we're going to take that same brush into the inside. Again, easiest way to do this inside corner. Wow. Glide. Right into waterline. When you're doing this in your practice, hear me in your ear saying glide, glide, slip and slide. Glide, glide, slip and slide. I'm gonna do the same on the other eye. Whoa, it just took it from like 0 to 100. Beautiful. And if you feel like, oh, I'm not the most confident, just put a little, you know, a little black on there and then let the brush do the rest for you. Like, don't make life hard for yourself. Look at the way it just glid. Is that a word? Glid, glide, glided, glid, glided. I don't know, babe, but it's doing what it needs to do. Now, don't worry if this bottom bit gets messy because this is all being blended out anyway. Add some definition up here. It's so soft that you can literally put your brush into the pencil and it'll pick up the product. That's how soft it is, and just kind of line it up. So it's like one big line from the inside to the outside. Wow, so pretty. This brush is so good. Oh, I love a good pencil brush. Like a pencil brush. This is the Morphe. Oh my God, I've got glitter on it so you can't see. But a good pencil brush will take you very far. Any remnants from the purple that we used over the top and just smoke it out. Oh, guys, this is like a smoky dream. And then when we add the gems, oh my goodness, it's going to be next level. This looks incredible. Let's add the gems. Ah, let's add the gems quick. I'm so excited. Right, I've just got these little gems from Amazon. I wish the sun was shining so you could really see. There's like 2 different types. Just take your eyelash glue. You just want to do 1 dot here just on the fold, and then this isn't really big, but it's like mid-size. Why would that fall as I'm grabbing it? Why? Got a super sharp pointy pointer. Oh, I could have even gone bigger, to be honest. I'm gonna do another big one. I'm gonna do a monster right here. I usually use quite small ones. Put that one there. Pretty, and then we'll do little ones around. So we do like 1 little one here, 1 little one here, and then maybe 1 little one up there. Cute, cute. And then we're gonna add a couple here. Take 1 of the second size, and then 2 of the baby sizes. Magic. Ooh, 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 magic. There we go. These are a sample from my lash brand. Oh my God. That is what I was talking about on here one time. My battery's about to die. I was talking about that on here one time and my audio didn't work. Natori collection lashes are just not making a comeback this year. Sometimes you just have to keep it really real with yourself, okay? And understand that you cannot do everything. A lot of us have a lot of passions. Sorry, my door's freaking me out. A lot of us have a lot of passions that in order to be able to, I'm peeling the glue off my lashes, by the way. In order to be able to do them to a high standard, they need to come in seasons and in phases. And you cannot do everything, all of your passions in one season. Are you showing up in the areas of your life that you're already juggling at a high standard? Before you really think about adding an extra element and going back into this extra layer, the things that you are currently doing, are you doing them to like the limits? Are you pushing them to the limits? Are you 100% firing? I am not firing 100% in the things that I'm already doing, let alone trying to add an additional layer of a lash brand, which it was really fun and it was really cool and it was so different for me. But ultimately, big goals, I have big dreams, I have big ambitions. I'm such an ambitious person. And anything I touch, I want it to be gold. I'm so meticulous and I love them at the time, but it's a thing where if I want to keep doing this, I need to scale it to a certain level. And I can't do that right now because other things that I'm doing like YouTube, I'm so inconsistent on here. How audacious of me to try and add a brand, another brand, when my current brand my own personal brand, I'm showing up 50%. Isn't that just so audacious? Like, I just don't want to do that. Not me stuttering. It doesn't make sense. That's not the kind of person I want to be. So I just have to park that for now. And yeah, the lashes will not be coming back for the foreseeable, if they do come back at all. But it's just being really honest about myself. Like, I have a lot of passions. I have a lot of things I want to do. But I will sooner do something with someone that's already on. Damn, let's get it poppy then. Let's do what you're doing. Let's make that fire. That's who I am. That's what I'm really on. So yeah, no Natori lashes, but hopefully something better, something bigger, something more, you know, sustainable. Maybe that will come back in the future. Someone actually asked me for my manufacturer, and I was like, sis, I just don't know if that's appropriate. But okay, I think that's quite audacious, but anyway, that's a conversation for another day. Let me go ahead and stick my lashes on, put some hoops in. I put lashes on. I did my brows. Brows are the same every time. Very simple, very quick, very easy. The Refi product makes it so easy to fill in my brows because they lay so flat. I really only fill in the front and then the tail, and that is it. You know, I have an obsession with MAC lip liners, so cork as always. And then filled in slightly. And then of course using chestnuts, like I said, creature of habit. These two form the start of every lip liner I do. Only right on the perimeter. My Clinique liner in brown, just to do my mole. I can't believe I haven't done that. And then let's do one here to cover up my spot, because I have a spot there. Okay, perfect. This is just a wash of color, which of course you're more than welcome to leave like that. I obviously will not, because it's not a way I do things. I'm gonna take my Fenty, what is this lipstick called again? This is their, oh my God, what is this called? Slip and Shine. Do you remember these, the little slip and shines? This is what I mean about new things coming out that overshine things that aren't necessarily bad, but just get forgotten about. This is in makeup break. So maybe you have this and you've forgotten about it. You can actually just leave that like that. That's pretty. Do you remember this lip gloss from MAC? I never actually got to use it when it was all the rage, so I'm gonna use it now. It's just their clear lip gloss. This is another thing that I feel like will really remain quite iconic for them, because I remember people really loving this. Ooh, pretty. I love, okay, this look, guys. This look is lighting me up. Let me just add a little warmth to my, wow. That is so pretty. Last thing we're gonna talk about is fragrance. I recently got a re-up of two of my favorites, so obviously I had to come talk about them. I got them both from Cult Beauty the same time that I got these little gorgeous bad boys. I got them at the same time, and I'm just obsessed. So Chaotic, for you guys don't know, this is the sister brand of Huda Beauty. Of course, I'm spraying this. I'm not going anywhere. I'm at home. No, usually I'm very trigger happy. But I got a re-up of two of my favourite scents. I like to get the big bottle of these because I love them. I have the smaller bottles for when I go out. Just keeping on my mantle, I love the big bottles. I will say the lid is childish, but outside of that, I just love. I love this look. Should I hit you guys the zoom? I'm always scared that when I go back and like look at the footage, I'm like, why did you hit them with the zoom? That was highly unnecessary, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit you guys with the zoom. I hope everything is copacetic. I hope everything is making sense. Should we go further in? Oh, go on then. So this is how zoomed in I can get. This is the face. Oh my God, the eye. I prefer this shape of eye, the super dramatic. I could have even taken that bottom one out a little bit more, and maybe I should have, and then this is what this one looks like. Maybe I will. I mean, is there really even any point? Why not? This one is one for you to practice, 100%. Euphoria have definitely, you know, brought back, because listen, glitters, gems, pearls, they've been in the makeup for a long, long time. But Euphoria has definitely brought them back to the forefront. Oh my God, we need to talk about Euphoria. Maybe my next Get Ready will talk about Euphoria, because I have a lot of thoughts. But yeah, Euphoria has definitely brought them back to the forefront of makeup. Euphoria is definitely leading the trend in makeup at the moment. I will never give up like flawless looking skin, like ever. Sorry, you can't pay me to give up flawless looking skin. But the girlies are loving the natural makeup. So natural makeup plus the eyes. The eyes are all of the rage at the moment, which that's my bread. I just love eyeshadow. Like I could have carried on with the gems, but this is definitely one that you can practice, you know, sticking on the gems, different placements. You can do it further in, you can do it further out, you can do it all over the lid, you can play with it, you can do it with a wing, no wing, just eyeshadow, just gems, just glitter, just the possibilities are endless. And also this little set, I'll link them down below, but I got these little, like, I have so many gems. I have a whole drawer of like gems, pearls, glitters, whatever. You can get them on Amazon. I got those gems and the applicator all from Amazon. Sorry, I didn't finish what I was saying about the growth thing. So basically, I have an addictive personality. So be fixated on something, and the disconnect is I understand that everything takes time, and everything in its own season and with its own, you know, I believe in God, so I trust that God has outlined certain purposes for you and like a certain path to walk. And in order to be able to really step into your fullness, you need to take each season as it comes. And that means not trying to rush everything at once. And one of my fears in life actually is probably the most overarching fear of all, which sometimes pushes past like my desire to be successful, is my fear of only coming this far. You know that saying, I don't want to come this far to only come this far, or I don't want to peak in my 20s. The fear of only coming this far, the fear of, oh, I remember her, like what happened to her, the fear of only coming this far to only go this far is certainly something that rings in my mind a lot. I don't know if anyone else can relate. Like wasted potential. And I don't want to be one of those people that just waste their potential. So everything in God's time, everything in good time. I had to switch memory cards because I ran out. But yeah, just trusting God, trusting the process, and that really circles back to Natori collection, just trusting that if this is really the path for me, it'll come back around in its time, in God's time. Definitely not wanting to feel like I'm not giving everything 100. So this year just feels different for me. This year, I feel like this year's gonna be so, like, I think I said it on Instagram, I don't remember where else said it, but this year, and it's so, I don't know if that's even a good thing, putting so much pressure on this year, but it just feels like this year's the year that I'm gonna reflect on in years to come and say, I really grabbed onto it and I leapt and I did what I needed to do. Don't do that. It's gonna be the year that was a real shift to me and I didn't move in the direction that I needed to or that I had to. That's just what this year feels like to me. It feels like it's not necessarily make or break, but definitely like very path defining, very like, if you do what you're supposed to do and you do it to the ability that you know you can do it, it's gonna be like 100 from here. But if you don't, it's gonna be a year that you look back on and think, if I'd done that, I would have done this. You know, when you're just like, if I'd done this and that, blah, blah, blah. Talking off. But I really hope you love today's makeup. I couldn't be happier about how it came out actually. I think it came out really, really nicely. I hope you guys love it. My hair, of course, is by Braids by Fells on Instagram, faux locks. I'm actually coming to the end. Faux locks, goddess braids. I always get it wrong. I'm coming to the end of my time with these. I'm getting them off super soon, but I really, really love them. It's one of the very few styles that age well with time. It ages beautifully. It just looks nicer and nicer every day. I just love it. I just love it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay, bye. Bye.